Hey guys, and welcome to the Working Money Channel. So the crypto market is up again. Market cap at 379.3 billion up here, guys. Bitcoin dominance at 57.1. So Bitcoin's trading at about 11,700 almost, 11,696, up 0.07% in the last 24 hours. Ethereum up 2.63% at $437, and XRP trading at 0.283 cents, up 0.1%. Guys, we saw some movement last night for Bitcoin. Bitcoin almost reached that $12,000 mark yet again. Okay, and it's gone up even more actually since I refreshed the coin market cap chart. Right now trading at 11,900. So you guys can see that in these strong, tall green candlesticks. More volume pumping into Bitcoin at the moment, and this is having an effect on the rest of the crypto space. This is XRP on the hourly as well. XRP trading at 0.291 currently. So we can see XRP went up as high as about 29.5 cents. Right now trading at 0.291 cents. So it looks as though the trend is continuing upward for Bitcoin and XRP. Let's zoom out, put this on the daily here. So XRP on the daily, you can see we're coming out of that funk down here. And if I bring up Bitcoin, you can see this trend on the daily is moving upward. Of course, for Bitcoin, we do still have to top this. The next level is about 13.2, but then not far off from that is about 13.9, so almost 14,000, and that would be these two levels here. And currently we are trading right, I don't know if you guys can see that line. We're trading right there. So we're not far off. We have hit this supply zone or level of resistance, and we've got two more to go if we want to see this rally continue. And it's interesting to see what's going on with some of these big companies. This from Sir Gordon at GordonGecko369 on Twitter, retweeting Ashley Reynolds' tweet. Now, Ashley Reynolds, for those of you guys who do not know, she is a TV producer at CBS Programming Development, Inside Edition, The Katie Couric Show, Wendy Williams Show, and The Kelly Clarkson Show. So she works for CBS. And she just stated that the following are all down: Vanguard, Charles Schwab, TD Ameritrade, Robinhood, and Merrill Lynch. Now, this was originally posted yesterday, so I have a feeling that a lot of those institutions are now back up. As Flintstone here says, they aren't down. I liked and unliked just to like it again. This kind of thing can happen very quickly, but, to notice that all these institutions were down at the same time really does make you wonder. Market Swing Player down here writes, Charles Schwab never down, but those cheap sites are LOL. Brad Wolf 303, have they been hacked? Is this a test? And then Tweetmaker just said he just bought some Apple on Merrill just now. Mike, aka Mike Bags here on Twitter, posted this basically saying, because nobody really wants anybody to get rich or make any substantial money, it's all tricks and smokescreens. So this is one school of thought. They don't want the plebes to be able to cash out of their investments. Guys, many of us are getting smarter and smarter over the years. There are many alternative news sites that you can go and check out. And here's a theory, okay? We saw this dip in the middle of March, okay? This was the beer flu pandemic. Everything was getting locked down, and the market lost a lot of money. This happened around here. Then the Fed said, we are going to start printing money, and confidence was regained. A lot of people were suggesting that, this is not an actual economic problem that we're experiencing, that it is indeed that it does indeed have to do with a malady. So the beer flu pandemic, of course, there's nothing inherently wrong with the economy, so they kept printing money. And then we started seeing the, this is the S&P 500 on the daily, by the way. We started to see the stock market regain. Now we have reached all-time highs. We have surpassed all-time highs on the S&P 500. What some people are suggesting is that this is now a signal for the rich, not the masses, but the rich, the really rich elite who weren't able to get out of the stock market here. And, they certainly weren't going to get out down here, that this is actually a second chance, a last hurrah, if you will, for the uber elite, the rich, to be able to get out of their positions here. And then the rug will be pulled out from under us. This is what some analysts are suggesting, guys. This is not just me. This is why people like Warren Buffett are taking positions in a gold mining company. This is why many analysts are suggesting, Bitcoin, cryptocurrency as a whole should go up in the coming months, not only because of the dollar weakness, but because it is, or they are, a good hedge against the stock market when it comes plummeting down. So we've got Warren Buffett investing in Barrick's Gold. Guys, I did a video on this yesterday. I'll link it up here if you still haven't seen it. We've also got George Soros saying he is not participating in the stock market at the moment. And then a few days before that, I reported on Tim Cook, CEO of Apple, liquidating his Apple shares. Let me bring up Apple again here just to show you guys that Apple is now at an all-time high. A friend's kid calls me up and he's just getting into investing. He's in his early 20s. He's got a job, he's looking to invest money, hasn't been going out as much. So he's like, Apple stocks just split. I really, really want to get into Apple. And I said to him, be careful because it's not looking very promising. The stock market is too high right now. It's overbought. It's inflated. The Fed's printing money, all the reasons. And he said to me, I'm still going to buy the Apple stocks, but yeah, I'll take your advice on the precious metals. I told him about Warren Buffett and the gold. He does have a few cryptocurrency positions, but he's really, really excited about this Apple thing. And I just thought to myself, oh, you will learn. You will learn. But I don't fault him at all. When you get really excited about something, sometimes it's hard to see past that thing and look at the broader picture. I wish him the best. And you know what? We'll see. I could be wrong. The stock market could keep chugging away for years to come. Here was another one from Hawkeye Aerial Media. Something's going on. He tagged me in this. eToro also suggesting that, to ensure that you have the latest features and capabilities at your fingertips, we are performing periodic upgrades to our system. And this is also happening today, September 1st. Guys, it's September 1st. A lot of interesting things going on. We know September, historically a very, can be a very volatile month for stocks. Let's keep moving along here. DeVere CEO says U.S. election and dollar downturn will fuel high-octane boost for Bitcoin. Now, this is interesting because here's another case for Bitcoin. The CEO and founder of one of the biggest independent financial advisories in the world foresees economic conditions that he expects to serve as rocket fuel for Bitcoin. And again, guys, when I say Bitcoin, I mean the entire crypto market. The market is still in its infancy, and so many of the other cryptos will follow Bitcoin, as we know. Nigel Green of DeVere Group names the key factors that may trigger the next Bitcoin bull run, and he says, we can expect the world's largest cryptocurrency to be further fueled for the rest of 2020 by the U.S. presidential election and the weakness of the U.S. dollar, which will serve as high-octane price drivers. Now, I think there's a faction of people who think if Trump gets in again, who knows what will happen to the economy. Okay, some are suggesting that, he wants the stock market to look good because that's part of his platform. He needs for the stock market to keep going up in order to get reelected. And some are suggesting that, once the election's over, this might topple to the ground. Others are suggesting that if Joe Biden gets in, the same thing will happen. A new president, a new policy, economic uncertainty. So we're kind of in a lose-lose in a lot of ways. He goes on to say a U.S. presidential election always stirs uncertainty, but 2020 is seen by many as particularly important as not only will whoever wins be the CEO of the world's largest economy, they will be in that role as the world economically readjusts following the global fallouts of the pandemic. The DeVere Group executive says the uncertainty will drive investors to seek refuge in store-of-value assets such as Bitcoin and gold, but Green stresses that Bitcoin is playing in a different league. Bitcoin is currently realizing its reputation as a form of digital gold. Up to now, the precious metal has been perceived as the ultimate safe haven, but Bitcoin, which shares its key characteristics of being a store of value and scarcity, could potentially in the future knock gold from its long-held top spot as the world becomes driven by the tech revolution. Decentralized, non-sovereign, secure digital currencies, including Bitcoin, will become more attractive to investors as they will offer a hedge against turbulence in traditional markets. He also talks a little bit about the greenback and goes on to say you can't just print Bitcoin, essentially like the Fed is doing with the USD. Very, very interesting statement here from the CEO of DeVere Group, Nigel Green. Gonna leave this in the description for you guys if you want to read further. More news here with regards to cryptocurrency, and I saw this from crypto_-ODL. Alert for all you privacy coin holders, guys. Make sure you know about this. This is the beginning of the end of privacy coin. coins. So we know governments want sweeping regulation for cryptocurrency, and currently, privacy coins exist, and they want to have none of it. So watch what you invest in, or you may be holding a bag of untradeable digital assets. This with regards to Monero. So U.S. Homeland Security can now track privacy crypto Monero. We never thought it would happen, but it's happening, guys. Cryptocurrency intelligence firm CipherTrace announced today that it has developed a toolset for tracing Monero transactions, and that it has done so at the behest of the United States Department of Homeland Security. Monero has gained popularity for its privacy-centric design, making it the second most popular coin for dark web transactions after Bitcoin. However, CipherTrace claims that its tools will allow investigators to search, explore, and visualize Monero transactions. So there you go. Monero, touted as one of the best privacy coins, or one of the best privacy coins, I suppose, one of the top by market cap at least, now traceable by the U.S. government. So according to CipherTrace, the firm spent a year working on the toolset, which is performed via a contract with the DHS Science and Technology Directorate. According to GovTribe, some $2.4 million was paid out to CipherTrace over the course of the contract, which was inked in 2018 and had a maximum potential value of $3.6 million. So be careful, guys. If you own privacy coins, you might not be able to trade them eventually. I know that there were some exchanges that were actually removing these privacy coins from the exchange. So they were saying, if you have Monero, or I think it was Monero, if you have Monero on the exchange, please do send it to another third-party wallet or somewhere else, because we are actually delisting it. We will no longer be supporting Monero. So something to think about, guys. Just in general, if you're hedging your bets against XRP, I know a lot of you guys hold XRP. Some of you guys obviously hedging your bets. A lot of coins out there, a lot of interesting projects. Just remember to do your research on said projects, and just be careful. I saw this, guys, from Martin Valk. Venezuelans look to crypto dollars for financial security. So, going along with this idea that money is being printed and it is essentially causing inflation, well, the Venezuelan people have already experienced this. Venezuelans look to crypto dollars for financial security. About 64% of the transactions in the country take place in US dollars today. The majority of these are cash transactions, as local banks don't offer dollar checking or saving accounts for the masses. Okay, this in Venezuela. As a result, Venezuelans have to handle two kinds of suboptimal money: digital bolivars that quickly lose their value, and physical dollars that are dangerous to store in one of the world's most crime-ridden countries. In theory, crypto dollars should fill this space, and dollar-stable assets that anyone can hold have seen a demand spike in the last few months. Even if so far the global trend is only beginning to take hold in Venezuela, Bitcoin day traders don't want to be exposed to the asset's volatility overnight, so they convert their working capital to Tether, the leading stablecoin. Forex traders and bank accounts in Panama or the US are beginning to trade dollars in the banking system of those countries for USDC, another stablecoin, in private WhatsApp groups. And platforms like Binance P2P have just added support for the Bolivar, allowing people to trade them for BUSD directly. So we're seeing all kinds of different strategies being developed for people in this same kind of situation. Money is being hyperinflated. In this case, we're talking about the Venezuelan bolivar. It's losing its value. And so what do Venezuelans do? 64% of transactions are being done in the US dollar. That's got to tell you something. So now they're talking about something called the dollarization and why it's so powerful. Value offers a mobile app where any Venezuelan can hold a digital dollar balance that can be converted with one tap to bolivars, leveraging the growing trading ecosystem without showing this complexity to the user. And it's the inclusion that makes this crypto dollarization so powerful. It is estimated some 20% of dollar transactions in Venezuela go through platforms such as Zelle that require a U.S. bank account to sign up, and that in turn require a passport, a visa, a flight ticket, and an arbitrary approval by a bank officer. So Venezuelans are looking for alternative ways to handle their money. As you guys know here, they're trading Bitcoin and they're stashing their profits in stable coins. And guys, I bring this up just because, we're not far behind. I know it might sound a little alarmist today, but with the Fed printing money like there's no tomorrow, getting into cryptocurrencies might just become commonplace, might just become the norm if you want to preserve the value that you already have in your bank account. Something to think about there, guys. I will leave this in the description for those of you guys who want to read further. I also saw this, guys, and some of you were asking this in the XRP community on crypto Twitter and in the comment section of some of my videos with regards to the Spark token and claiming your Spark tokens. Is that safe, or is that another one of these scams? Because I know we've also talked about the YouTube ad scams and Twitter scams that are going on. So some of you guys have been asking, well, do I do all this with my ledger? Is my XRP not going to be stolen? Well, David Schwartz speaks on the validity of claiming Spark tokens and safety for XRP hodlers. And here's what he says. Let me just scroll down here in this article. So originally Flare tweeted the XRP ecosystem response to Flare has been massive. More than 5,400 accounts holding more than 295 million XRP have set up a claim to Spark tokens in just 6 days. That was a few days ago now. The huge attraction accrued by the report prompted an XRP community member to question the silence of Ripple CTO David Schwartz over the validity of claiming Spark tokens and the safety of XRP hodlers in the course of following the directive. The user tweeted, has Ripple David Schwartz made a statement about the validity of this, and is it secure? Regarding the user's concern, the response of Ripple CTO shows that the directive is valid and safe for XRP hodlers. So David Schwartz responded here in a tweet, and here's basically what he says. They're basically just asking you to attach a note to your account on the XRP ledger specifying where you want the tokens to go. So we got a confirmation from David Schwartz that we're not being scammed by the Flare networks, guys. So for those of you guys who had reservations, David Schwartz has come out and actually tweeted this. This is just a screen grab of the tweet here. He posted this a few days ago now, but it is legit. It is an actual partnership that Ripple does have with the Flare networks. And guys, for those of you who have a Ledger Nano and we're looking to claim your Spark tokens, I did do a video. I'll post it up here in the top right-hand corner. I know some of you guys have seen it already and have thanked me for it. You are welcome. If you still haven't seen it, you can click on that video, check it out. You have to basically point to an Ethereum wallet on your XRP ledger in order to be able to claim the tokens when the airdrop occurs. And for those of you guys who still don't have a ledger, you can get one. I do have an affiliate link in the description. You don't have to use it though if you don't want to. There are other ways to claim it, like through BitTrue or through the Sum app. Many different options there. Nevertheless, guys, I'm going to keep moving along because we finally have a date now for the Spark token giveaway. This was originally sent to me by @Val5Links Michael on Twitter, and that date is December 12th. So according to a recent announcement, the testnet environment for Flare Network will be named after Martha Jane Costin, an American inventor and businesswoman. Mostly she is known for the invention of the Costin flare used for signaling at sea. And so here's the Flare tweet to that regard. We named our testnet after Martha Costin, who invented the maritime flare. The snapshot of the XRP ledger for this Spark distribution will be taken on the 194th anniversary of her birthday, December 12th, 2020. So guys, that is the date. It will be going on for, I believe, 6 months from then. So it goes on to say the process of claiming Spark tokens has recently begun. Users need to attach a note, as I had mentioned with that last David Schwartz post. This note will be used by the Spark airdrop mechanism to disseminate the tokens on corresponding addresses. And guys, get this, the latest statistics shared by the Flare Network's official media channels claim that the airdrop is supported by more than now 11,000 accounts holding over 833 million XRP. So just from a few days ago, it went from 295 million up to 833 million XRP set up to claim a one-to-one Spark token. So also XRPlor, the analytical instrument that tracks on-chain processes in the XRP ledger ecosystem, revealed that the Coinbase cold wallet may have been claimed by Spark, but this still is very uncertain. Flare Network is tasked with empowering XRP ledger with smart contract functionality, so it gives you guys a little bit of a description of what they're doing. Again, I'll link this article in the description if you want to read further. More news here, guys. I saw from the Cryptic Poet on Twitter, Ripple CEO draws a comparison to Uber and explains the corporate strategy. So, some people have been in doubt as to whether Ripple is approaching approaching their industry in the correct way. Ripple CEO draws a comparison to Uber. So I know I've heard Brad Garlinghouse say this before, but during a webinar, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse recently spoke about Ripple's corporate strategy and philosophy. The statement that stood out concerned the risk the company takes to be successful. Garlinghouse noted that Ripple is not a typical Silicon Valley startup, as it takes a collaborative approach with that of the industry. And I can see where he's going here. He says, in some ways, I think what Uber did and being disruptive to the taxi industry. I mean, obviously, they built an amazing business and a lot to be be impressed with, but I also think there's a way that you can build without being disruptive or being much more collaborative with an industry. That's certainly what we focus on at Ripple. And I guess I understand what he's trying to say. Uber kind of went in, did their thing. The taxi industry got really, really angry, and Uber readjusted a little bit. You know, they kind of had to take on the taxi industry one lawsuit at a time, act now, apologize later kind of mentality. But what Ripple is doing, they want to work with the industry from the beginning. This is why they're signing the partnerships. This is why they want to educate and get politicians, policymakers, governments, central banks, everybody on board in order to understand the benefits of Ripple and XRP. I think an innovation is alive and well in many of our partners. I'd like to think that we learn from each other as opposed to being one-sided. Yes, we have a Silicon Valley kind of culture at Ripple, but I think sometimes we're learning as much from how to innovate at scale with some of these banking partners. So again, Ripple also suggesting that, or Brad Garlinghouse rather, also suggesting that Ripple is still learning along the way. Of course, we got to understand they are not a company that has been in the financial world before. They are a new fintech. They want to get into the financial game, and so they have created this groundbreaking technology that can do so. And they're partnering with companies who have been in it for decades now. So of course they are going to also be able to learn something from this. He goes on to say, and the idea there is we want to be bold, even as we grow up from being a small startup to more than 500 employees around the world now. We want to continue to think big and take risks. And I'm okay. And occasionally I'll highlight it at a company meeting. Hey, we took this risk and it didn't pay off. Now, one of the things that's great about Ripple is that they do have deep pockets, so they can take risks. They can throw these ideas at the wall and see what sticks. And Brad Garlinghouse is saying, not all the risks have panned out positively for Ripple, but it's okay. They're going to keep moving forward. And, money tends to help this with companies, right? When you have a lot of money to throw at problems, well, they're not really problems, are they? We actually decided to do this based upon his idea and committed about $100 million to this project. So to me, it's an example of saying it. Speak up if you see things that could be better, if you have ideas of what could be better. But it really is by encouraging that. You encourage that risk. We're tolerant of the times when those risks don't pay off because sometimes it does pay off. And it pays off big. And this is what Ripple is really gunning for. The fact that, the risks they're taking, one of these days, those risks will pay off large, and that will be a boon for Ripple and XRP adoption. Guys, we're just waiting now for that liquidity to build. We're waiting for cryptocurrency regulatory clarity in a lot of places around the world. And some people, are still kind of wondering, is this liquidity going to happen? Now, I saw this from Crypto Granny at Susie Trader on Twitter. Why are people talking about XRP's lack of liquidity? It is the most liquid crypto out there. Misinformation again. Some YouTuber out there must be talking XRP FUD again. XRP is the most liquid crypto out there. Obviously, people do not understand liquidity. Now, if you guys don't know Susie Trader, she does have a YouTube, and she famously put out that video regarding why she thinks XRP would go to $334 per XRP one day. And I believe her timeline was 5 years after mass adoption. So that was her timeline with that. And that video was done in 2018, if I'm not mistaken. But with regards to this, now XRP not being liquid, some people here are suggesting that it had to do with that article that I read to you guys a few days back regarding the slow adoption because of the lack of on-demand liquidity. Remember that one? Ripple has to throttle back their game plan because there is a lack of liquidity there, or rather, there is too much demand and not enough liquidity to support the current demand that there is. Well, to me, those sound like pretty good problems. The Real Block X here says something is obviously wrong with XRP with all the utility running through the working product, and yet we are not getting true price appreciation. Many of us have no answers as to why. And D down here saying, well, the head of XRP Markets left the company. That should tell you everything you need to know. And then the Real Block retorts, they found a replacement, though. To my knowledge, no other vacant position has been filled except this one. So there was that issue with Miguel Viez leaving Ripple, but they did find a replacement for him. Crypto JZ here brings up a good point. It is, but what would happen if banks try to send billions of dollars a day? Would there be enough XRP circulation in demand to meet that need? And he asks about this for today. And guys, the answer just is no. Okay, there's still a bunch of XRP tied up in Ripple's escrow, and a lot of us XRP hodlers are hodling XRP. The fact of the matter is we're talking about a $1.25 quadrillion a year problem. Okay, that's just the money that moves through SWIFT every year. And so there needs to be a lot of XRP in the ecosystem. And you got to remember, we're starting with the most exotic corridors and the corridors that need this most. So the Mexican corridor, the Philippines corridor, these are remittance corridors that need the on-demand liquidity that where we're seeing a lot of transactions flow through. And so Ripple is realizing, you know, wow, there's a big need for this. We might have to throttle back for now before we start rolling out more plans because there just isn't enough liquidity in the market. And, you know, their big thing is to keep building liquidity, to keep promoting it. And this is why they have the escrow. This is why they have strategic plans with their business partners, gifting them XRP in some cases, selling them XRP in other cases, I'm sure. So he says this just wouldn't meet demand. The higher XRP price, then the less XRP is needed to fulfill these orders. And guys, that means liquidity. So they're looking for XRP price to rise organically. And that is going to happen with basic supply and demand fundamentals. Once cryptocurrency regulations come to pass, there will be more demand for XRP. Banks, financial institutions, governments, whoever is going to be using it for cross-border transactions will feel the pressure lifted from their shoulders. Okay, we're allowed to hold this. Let's buy 500 million. Let's buy 200 million. Let's buy 750 million XRP because now we can use this to transfer the trillions and trillions and trillions of dollars we transfer every single year, guys, and that's what's going to get the price to rise. This is what we have to remember. We are still at the beginning stages of this. So I got to remind you, this Liquidity and Global Markets 101, going to go down here. Liquidity is key to exchanging any asset, whether it be bonds or digital assets, quickly, easily, and cheaply. Greater liquidity to help increase the size of volume of trades can be processed by dependent systems. It follows that liquidity around the digital asset XRP, and that is the lifeblood of Ripple's on-demand liquidity, ODL, for cross-border payments. XRP can be sent, so it gives us a little description of how XRP can be sent. But then down here, the continued growth of ODL has led to an expanding number of financial institutions, payment providers, and market makers to trade in XRP. The resulting increase in institutional trading volume has helped to bring further liquidity to XRP, specifically in ODL corridors, in spite of the recent market turbulence surrounding the beer flu pandemic. This was written a few months ago now. And as ODL volumes grow in destination corridors, institutional trading will naturally increase, given ODL flows tend to be dominated by institutional parties and market makers. This is essentially stating that more institutional trading will occur with regards to XRP, guys, and if more money is pumping through XRP, the price will eventually rise organically based on a real supply and demand. Right now we're trading in spec, but it's that real supply and demand that'll get XRP to 2 digits, 3 digits, heck, maybe even 4 digits one day. And just down here, new growth for XRP liquidity will come from a number of different sources, emerging cross-border payment corridors and ODL partner exchanges. Demanding new currency pairs for XRP will help improve trading volume and the ability to trade amongst assets. So guys, again, we are still at the beginning of this long journey. We should count ourselves lucky that we've been able to get into XRP at such a low price. Take it from Martin Volk here, and he's quoting Warren Buffett, "The rich invest time, the poor invest money. The more you learn, the more you earn." Great advice from Warren Buffett, so thanks so much, Martin, for tweeting that. But I want to hear what you guys think. Please subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Like the video if you like the content I'm providing. I always love hearing your comments. See you in the next one, guys.